And we are back. Welcome to another session. This is Handways. It has been said once and again that there is a split difference. The world is divided into two. There are those people who believe that skills are really important and there's no need of even going to a school for you to get a certificate. On the other hand, we have this team that is ganged up to campaign that it has to begin from an institution for you to be certificated in order for you to be certified that indeed you are a professional in your field. So today we just want to discuss which one is really important. Is it really about the skills or is it really about the certificates? So I have my panelists here today, gent and lady. They're going to help us dissect this thing and unpack it for us so that we can be able to understand it better. So I just want to give my panelists on my left to 1 second to greet us and our other guests, and then we'll proceed from there.
I hope you guys are having a great day. Like my colleague has just said, we'll be debating on which one is better than the other. Of course, I'll be choosing skills. I choose to go with this because it's a very important aspect for me, and I would like to show the world, the entire Kenya, that with skill, they can be somewhere. So I'll be opposing my fellow colleague who will be challenging me as I challenge him, and I hope we'll get to learn something from this. Thank you.
All right. My friend on the right side, then as you tell us.
Yeah, well, thank you so much, colleague. And by the name, I'm called Yusuf, and today we are here and debating on the hot cake, as always we used to do. So the hot cake today is, why do people have to choose certificates over skills? For me, I'm choosing certificates, and I'll be proving on the reasons as to why we are choosing certificates over the skills.
Okay, that is a very nice introduction. So sit back, take a hot cup of coffee, or I recommend a cold one because it's just about to get hot in here. Starting from Winnie, tell us, what do you think? Why do you think that skills are indeed more important compared to certificates?
Honestly, majority of things are done with work of hand. Even the person who constructed this building, it was done through hands. Not that's what I'm saying. Everything is not about education where you obtain your certificate. It's about what can I produce. Yeah, that's very important. And I can say that majority of the jobs outside here are basically with skills. Yeah, and I can tell you for a fact, how many graduates do we have in Kenya? I can't even count. There's so many seated at home. But people with skills, they're outside exploring. Yeah, so that's why I'll be challenging my colleague using that point over certification.
Okay.
Yeah.
My brother Yusuf, why certificates? Why certificates?
Yeah, I think my colleague raised a point saying that handmade jobs do not need certificates. And I think there's something called proving of your whatever you can. So if today, if anyone of us could have done everything, we will have been doing everything. So maybe my dream was to become a doctor, but for now I didn't, because I didn't have the qualifications or the certificate and what. That's the reason I didn't pursue it. Maybe I was someone out there wanted to become a lawyer. Maybe many of us wanted to become a journalist, but we couldn't pursue because of what? They needed a certificate and they needed a proof. So if it were not the certificate, I could have gone to a medical hospital until I just want to become a doctor. But the first thing I'll be asked whenever I visit a place, even if it's a small thing, it's a proof of expertise. Something shows that I qualify to be here. Even the workman hands. When you go somewhere, you need to be picked. Maybe many of you have applied for the job. So why are you better than the other one? It's because of whatever you have or whatever shows that you are better. But if it's just like someone could explain by mouth, I'm better than this person because of this, many of us will have been in many fields. But the reason as to why we are not into that field, it's because we couldn't prove ourselves by mouth, but we can prove ourselves by showing whatever we hold and whatever we are capable of doing.
Okay. I see.
Okay.
I have a question.
I want to dispute this fact.
Okay.
Actually, my colleague is mixing up himself. He's trying to support skills instead of certification. Like he just said, they improve with whatever you do. What is this you do? It's not the paper. You give me your paper. I have a degree. I've done degree in what? I'm a living example. I'm a living proof. I'm a finance student by profession. In fact, I hold a first class degree. But what am I doing now? I'm a dispatcher. Why? I didn't have certification when I got the position. But it's what sold me was as how loud was I? I was able to communicate. And negotiation, communication, that one is a skill. And believe me, I was picked by just my boss listening to my voice. Actually, my voice sold me. And when the first time I applied for this job, yes, I can say the skill helped me. But what the boss here asked me first, how long have you been in the dispatching field? And I told him 2 years. Why did he choose the skill? Why did he choose me? Because I've been there for 2 years. It's because what I'm able to do. I can tell you for a fact that there were so many applicants in that job. They were up to 60. But why was I chosen? I'm in the field, I can teach. And that one can be a proof here. I'm showing my student that this is what I do. Okay? They did not ask for certificate. They asked for how long have you been there? Okay? And what have you been doing? They did not ask me for my certificate.
Okay.
So to add on that, I think my colleague just raised a point saying that she is a dispatcher instead of on the field she has studied. So I need to know while you are, for example, if I'm applying for the least job, the least thing they will be asked is a CV. So let's put the certificate aside. So I think CV is one of the something that's showing that I'm capable of doing this.
Okay.
So the least I submit is a CV. Why will I have to submit a CV? Then I can just go and prove myself by mouth. If many of us could have proved ourselves by mouth, many of us could be doing many things. We all know that. But the least someone asks or the boss asks, maybe she can tell us if she knew the boss in some way. But all I know is when you are applying for something and you're going in a place, the least the person can ask is a CV or something proving you can. In the CV, it's written whatever you have and what you're capable of doing, how many experience of years you have. Okay, then the next thing I'm saying that, okay, I wanted to apply a job abroad. I live in Kenya, I wanted to apply a job in abroad. So do you want to tell me I can just call someone and tell that I'm capable of doing that? Can you consider me? No. The person will want me to send my certificate showing I'm capable of doing. That's where the person will actually reply to me. So, but if I couldn't have done that, there are the emails there, their phone numbers. You can just call the HR and you tell us, you know what, I can do this job. Why don't you consider me? But they will need me to send something show that I am capable of doing. That's when I can get a response. So I think.
Okay, I have a contradiction to that point.
Okay.
Actually, my colleague, this is a panel of challenge, so don't restrict us to that much.
Okay.
I'm sorry for that. Getting back to his point, my fellow boss, I just want to correct you on some point. CV is not a certificate. CV is just a piece of paper showing what you've done, and what you've done there is a skill. That's why in a CV, someone has written from 2021 to 2022, I was doing this. Okay, and with that 2023 to 2024, I was doing this. This guy will only pick you based on the number of years you've been in this field, and with that they'll know this guy has gotten as much skills as possible. That's why they will choose you. Some of them will even ignore education, but they say, Winnie has been in this accounting field for so many years. Yes, he has certification, but he's been in this field for so many years. CV is just showing that this guy has been working. You might not be learned, but you make a CV, of course. Okay, you make a CV that I've been doing this one for these years. Then someone who is from school with certificate, with a degree, actually degree is a certificate, but CV is not a certificate. It's just a documentation showing that you've been doing this for a while. So they'll come with a certificate and say, I have a degree in finance, I don't have experience, blah, 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 and all that. Who will they choose? The one certificate showing that he's been doing something from 2021 to 2024. Only if it's an entry-level job is when they choose someone with certificate. But if it's a big organization that wants the operation to be running, no one has time to train people, to be honest. People want their things to come up and running. I can use an instance of this. My boss here hired people based on their skills, and I will shout that as much as possible. I can even see how much people are putting into place. No one is being taught here. Everyone is doing something that they know. But if at all we could have considered certification, we could have been training people here. But skill is what made majority of us to get a job here, and I'll tell you that one for a fact. Certificate, however much is important for some people, but 90% of people's certificate is not helping them in this world.
So my colleague will respond to that.
Okay. So, and I need to ask my colleague one question. And she just mentioned a CV as not a certificate. But as much as I know, whatever is indicated in the CV, it's whatever you hold. Maybe you've been into the field for this, but you will not forget whatever certificate you hold. So why will you add the certificate you're holding onto the CV, yet you can just write, I'm a skilled person, I know how to work on this, I can do this and this. Why do I have to indicate the certificate I'm holding onto the CV? It's because it shows I'm capable and I'm a learned person. So I think if certificates are not for granted, we wouldn't have been going to schools, all of us. So maybe she just mentioned she has a degree. Why will she waste a lot of time? Why should she waste a resource on it if she doesn't have a value?
All right, perfect. I told you it's gonna get hot, and I can feel the temperature rising. We are above 41, and if we continue sitting here, I'm telling you, this roof is going to blow up. Handways, we not only offer certificates, but we also offer skills. So a combination of both certificates and the skills. That after you've come and we've trained you, for those people who need to be told and to see something to prove, like my colleague has said, to prove that you've actually gone through a system, then we will give you a certificate for that. But above the certificate, as Winnie has said, above the certificate, above the many qualifications that you have, skills is what will separate you from the job, or you either get the job or not get the job based on your skills. What do you think? I'd love to see your comments in the comment section. Let us know how you feel, and we'll continue from this point going back.